Have you ever wished you could generate YouTube chapters automatically in just seconds? Whether you're managing your own channel or running an AI agency, this automation is a game changer for saving time and impressing your clients. With just a YouTube URL, you can create perfectly time-stamped chapters for any video in under 30 seconds. And here's the best part: everything is automated. This automation is perfect for content creators, marketers, and agencies looking to deliver extra value to their clients. And if you're part of our community on school.com, Automation Tribe, you can access this automation, the Airtable base, and all of my other automations as well. Now, let me show you how this automation works, and later in the video, I'll explain exactly how I built it, step by step. You'll also be able to follow along with the tutorial to create your very own automation with ease. To get started, you'll need a URL of a YouTube video that does not have chapters in its description. Copy the URL and paste it into Airtable in a new row of the table. You'll notice that some fields are already pre-populated, such as the YouTube ID, Update YouTube, and the API key from Google Console. I will explain later. Once the video link is pasted, navigate to the other tab where the automation is set up. Later in this video, I'll walk you through how I created this automation. If you're a member of our community, you can simply click the three dots here and select Import Blueprint to easily set it up yourself. If not, follow along. The same applies to Airtable. You'll find a link in our community where you can copy the Airtable base for this automation. Before I press the Run Once button in Make.com, let me show you the video. I'll refresh the page right now so you can see that there are no chapters added to this video yet. Now I'll return to the automation in Make.com and press the Run Once button. In just a few seconds, the automation will process the link and extract the transcript using Dumpling AI through this module. Additionally, I'll use an HTTP Make a Request module to extract the video's title, description, and thumbnail so that I can have them neatly stored in the Airtable table. After that, these details will be sent to OpenRouter, where I've selected the DeepSeek V3 model. This model is both highly affordable and incredibly effective. If you create an account on OpenRouter, you'll find a variety of models to choose from, but I highly recommend DeepSeek V3 for its cost-effectiveness and performance. The next step will involve Airtable, where I'll update the title, description, and the chapters. Finally, in the last step, I'll edit the video and ensure that everything, including the chapters, is perfectly added. Now, I'll refresh the initial video again so you can see how quickly these chapters were generated. These chapters are incredibly valuable for SEO, and if you run an agency, you can offer this as a service to your clients. Now, let me show you how you can create this automation yourself. The first step is to open Airtable and generate a new base. To set up the Airtable base for this automation, the first column you'll need is YouTube URL. This column should be of type single-line text, and it will contain the initial YouTube link for the video you want to process. This is where the automation will look to fetch the required video data, so make sure to paste the correct URL here. The second column is YouTube ID, which will be of type formula. This column uses a formula to automatically extract the video ID from the YouTube URL provided in the first column. You can copy the exact formula from the tutorial to ensure it works correctly. This ID will be used by the automation to interact with the video through the YouTube API. Next, you'll create a column called Update YouTube, which is of type single select. This column will have two options, yes and no. The default option should be set to yes. If you leave it as yes, the automation will automatically update the chapters directly in the video description on YouTube. However, if you choose no, the automation will stop just before the YouTube Update module, allowing you to manually retrieve the chapters from the Chapters column in Airtable. The transcript column is another important part of the setup. This column should be of type long text, as it will store the entire transcript of the video that is extracted during the automation process. Since transcripts can be quite lengthy, using a long text field ensures all the data fits without limitations. For saving the video's thumbnail, you'll need a column called thumbnail, which should be of type attachment. This column allows the automation to save the thumbnail image of the video directly into your Airtable base, providing a visual reference alongside the other data. Next, you'll need 3 additional columns: title, description, and chapters, all of which should be of type long text. The title column will store the video's title, the description column will store the video's current description, and the chapters column will store the chapters generated by the automation. To organize the video further, add a column called Category ID. This column should be of type single-line text, and it will store the category ID of the video. The category ID helps classify the video based on its content type. Another column you'll need is Created, which should be of type created time. This column automatically logs the date and time when a new row is added to the table, giving you a timestamp of when each video was processed. Finally, add a column called YouTube key, which should be of type single-line text. This column will store the YouTube API key that you generate from Google Cloud Console. I'll show you exactly how to obtain this key and configure it properly. Go to the Google Cloud Platform page and make sure you're logged in with the account that is linked to your YouTube channel. It's important to use the same account to avoid any issues with API access. Click on Create a New Project and give your project a meaningful name, such as YouTube Chapters. Naming your project clearly will help you keep things organized, especially if you work on multiple automations. Once you've entered the name, the project will be created in just a few seconds. After the creation process is complete, click on Select Project to activate it and make it ready for further configuration. Once you're in the project, click on the menu and select APIs and Services. Next, click on Enable APIs and Services to open the API library. In the search bar, type YouTube and press Enter. You'll need to look for YouTube Data API V3 in the results. Click on it and then press the Enable button. This will activate the API for your project, allowing your automation to interact with YouTube. From here, go to Credentials, and at the top of the page, click Create Credentials. Choose API Key from the drop-down menu. Once the API key is generated, make sure to save it somewhere secure, as we'll need it later in the automation setup. Now, return to Airtable and paste this API key into the last column of your base, labeled YouTube Key. You can edit the field settings and set the API key as the default value for that column. What this means is that whenever you add a new video, the API key field will already be pre-filled with your saved key, saving you time and ensuring consistency across all rows. Now let me walk you through how I built this automation step by step. First, you'll need to create an Airtable Watch Records module. Make sure to connect your Airtable account, select the base named YouTube Chapters, in my case, and choose the Table one. For the trigger field, select Created, and for the label field, select YouTube URLs. You'll also notice I've set a limit of 100 records. If you're working with more videos, you can increase this limit as needed. The next module is from Dumpling AI, which I find to be the easiest way to extract transcripts from any YouTube video. To use this module, you'll need to create an account on Dumpling AI. There's a link in the video description. Once registered, go to API Keys, generate a new key, and input it into the Dumpling AI module in make.com. After that, add an HTTP make a request module. For this, copy the exact URL I'm using. Feel free to pause the video here for a few seconds to copy the link or take a screenshot. If you're unsure, you can upload the screenshot to ChatGPT, and it will provide you with the URL. Be sure to set up this module exactly as shown and enable parse response at the bottom of the settings. The following module is from OpenRouter, where you'll also need to create an account. It's free and comes with $1 credit, which is more than enough if you're using the DeepSeek V3 model. It's highly efficient and cost-effective. Again, pause the video to see how this module is configured. Copy the prompt I've shared in the video, and feel free to modify it as needed for your specific use case. Next, add the Update Record module from Airtable. This module updates the data in your Airtable base, ensuring you have a complete and accurate database. You never know when you might need this data again. As you can see in the video, I've set it up to update fields like the transcript, chapters, and other details. And while you're here, I'd appreciate it if you could subscribe to my channel and leave a like. It really helps. In future videos, I'll show you more ways to leverage the data we're saving now. The final module in this automation is YouTube, Update Video Details. In this module, you'll need to input the YouTube video ID and update fields like the title, description, category ID, and video status. Pay special attention to the description field. Start by adding the video's original description, then insert 2 new lines, which you can find under the Text and Binary Actions tab. And finally, append the chapters generated by the OpenRouter module. Between the Airtable module and YouTube, I've added a filter. You can see in the video how I set it up. The purpose of this filter is to ensure that if the Update YouTube field is set to Yes, the video will be updated directly on YouTube. However, if you're working for a client and don't have access to their YouTube account, you can set the field to No in Airtable. In that case, the chapters will still be generated but will remain in the Chapters column in Airtable, where you can manually copy them. If you want this automation, you can find it in the Classroom section of our community, along with other powerful automations. Thank you for your support, and I look forward to seeing you in our next automation tutorial.